So, 2018 were release notes. Before we'll start with the release notes, I just wanted to start with some updates that are relevant for community. Um, so well, the first one, solar upgrade. In October, this we um, upgrade system uh, in product for two customers, in uh, for all the customers to work with solar. It means that the courses, reading citations, screens, and functionality is now based on solar. It's an infrastructure enhancement to begin with, and also it is it is providing some more functionality for the front end user. I don't know if you noticed that, or if you go in your sandbox environment to the citation screen, you will be able to see that all read and so the citations are allowing you to filter with facets and not with the previous filters as we used to have. Let's just open it to see that. So this is the citation screen. This is the October release in your sandbox. Besides Sheffield University of Sheffield, and UNSW in Australia, which went live all that went live with Solar, all the rest of you are able to see it in your sandbox. So all filters turn to facets, and we also added 3 or new facets, such as the processing department, the list status, I don't the license type, and maybe one more that I can't remember. So you can quite easily um, with fits as you used to with other screens in Alma. Another functionality that we add is the ability to sort the patients according to 4 sort criteria: located, last modified, reading list name, and citation title. It's a request from you guys if you can also investigate and review your sandboxes with for to see functionality, but also to see if you encounter any issues or you see any bugs there. It's really important for us to make sure that we will fix them for December release, when this is the date that the entire community will go live with Solar on product. Okay. Then I wanted to just in high level discuss, just to give you an update about the advisory groups. I sent a mail a few weeks ago. There were a lot of reply back to me with people that wanted to take part in the advisory groups. We still have some space, and we are looking from people from the North American region, because right now we didn't have any significant participants from this region within these groups. So if you feel that you would like to join, definitely we can consider as well. The process right now is that Suka and myself are reviewing all the people suggesting themselves, and we will publish all the with all the names and related to each group, and also we will publish a guideline to the groups. Definitely, what we would like to start with is the analytics group, because the time plan for this group is Q1 2019, and we want to start with it. Also, to test the water and see how it's is the best way to walk those groups, and the other 2 groups will be following the analytics group as well. Another to update you is regarding NERS 5892. this is the ability to manage which links display for citation in Leganto. There was a back and forth discussion between us and the community, and we came to a conclusion of how this functionality needs to be developed. It will be developed in Leganto and will allow the libraries and also, if enabled, the instructors to control which links are enabled for on a citation. It was planned to be developed in December, but it was pushed due to these design issues to next year February release. Okay. And but list is basically Happy New Year Leganto year. We just finalized our 2018 development sprints this week and today. And from next week, we will start developing 2019 January release. So it's I think it was quite a fruitful year, and definitely next year will be as fruitful as this year is. Questions about those subjects I just raised before we start reviewing release highlights? Okay, let's jump directly. I'm continue working with the PowerPoint. I think it's maybe the best way to review the highlights, because sometimes within the release highlights itself it's a bit unclear where and what I'm explaining. So it's a selected list of enhancements I wanted to discuss today, and the first one is managing bibliographic styles. As you know, I'll just minimize the window now. Sorry, and go back to the browser. In Leganto today, if you are reaching a list, you can, a student or family member, you can export the citations of the list within a bibliographic style, using a bibliographic style from a closed list that provided you time ago, basically when we launched this functionality. But in this release, and this is a really nice enhancement, we would allow and we allowed you to configure what and which bibliographic style you would like to use or to allow your students to work with. Now, there is, let me just, I didn't open it. Okay, so let's go from Alma. So in Alma, in the Leganto configuration, you now to configure bibliographic styles. Okay. And the list of styles can be enabled, disabled, and what you can see here is the styles that we already provided you. But if you wish to add another style, and this is something that now is available now, you can add a new row. Now, this row basically is a row that is taken from a library of styles from a different site, and I will show it in a second. Let me just think that is not existed, and you'll see why. Because if I'm just to add a style that is not part of this library and do a save, you'll get an error message with the library of all the styles. So Cell is kind of a language program. Oops. Switch that allows you to look and browse all the styles available, and you can create style and modify existing style, upload it into the citation style using the citation style language into this website. And definitely what we can do, what will happen is that we will upload it into this style. It will be available for you to be in Leganto as well. So let me just go into the specific. I see that I forgot this at the end. Oops. list of styles, which is now, including a lot of styles, as you can imagine, more than 1,000 styles. So all those styles can be used now in Leganto, and the way to configure it is relatively very easy. We can do a find file just to find anything. Let's just choose Harvard. Commonly, used. And let me just go back. My mouse is clicking twice. Click. Okay. Okay. This is all the Harvard styles that exist in the system. So let's assume you are from, let's see, we are from Manchester or Wolverhampton. Okay. You are from Wolverhampton and you wish to add this style into your available styles for instance in Leganto. So what you can do is basically, let's delete this not relevant style. You can add another row itself with CSL, and then you can choose whatever name you wish to have for the style. Let's keep it the same name, and just add the row. So, and the reason it takes a while because we are validating the style if it's part of the package, and if so, we allow it. Now, if I refresh Leganto, export now with bibliography file, this ought to be available for me at Harvard University of Wolverhampton, and definitely we can perform the export and allow this. I will not do now, but in general, it will allow you to use it. Of course, you can enable disable within the interface any other styles in the system. Good. So I'm jumping to the next one. Any questions about that? Enhancement? Okay. So, the next one to discuss is regarding CML's roles. I already worked with this functionality that exists before. It will allow grabbing a list and instructor roles for the user arriving from the course management system without the instructor roles already defined in Alma. Because sometimes it's sync and to update those users, and sometimes you have users that are not created or synced in Alma, and you wish to have them to have installed for those users in order for them to manage reading lists. But there a bit of a gap there in this functionality because sometimes it's not the instructor role that is being delivered, passed to us from the course management system using the LTI interface. It was some other role. It could be admin, it could be instructional designer, it could be anything that the course management system can provide. Now, in order to support any kind of role, what we this will allow is if you into this mapping table, LTI course management system role mapping, you will be able to add an associate to any LTI that is defined in your environment, either to all or to specific LTI integration profile. You see, this is a demo environment. We have a lot of integration profiles, so let's just choose one for this sake. And you can just type in the role as defined in your Canvas, Blackboard, or Moodle, and just let's assume it's admin. And what you can define there is expiration date, or when this role will be expired for this specific user on the course if granted. So there are things that we are granting here. First of all, we allow this user to gain an owner, be an owner on the list. So if this other flag is set to true, we will allow the user to have instructor to become an instructor on the course itself. And then you can define for how many days you want this instructor role to be defined, and just add it. Now, and next time, the user will arrive for this LTI interface with an admin role from Google, and the user is not an admin currently in this specific course in Alma, and also is not an owner on the list, he will be granted 100 as an instructor for this course that he's derived from, and in 100 days this role will be taken out. This is really useful for students sometimes that you wish them to assist instructors, or any instructional designers that you don't want them to be permanent instructors on the courses. So let's move. I just wanted to discuss it for a second. As you probably know, we are investing a lot of time with improving the accessibility of Leganto. We had an external audit a few months ago. We published our VPAT 2.0 a month ago. And also within this VPAT documentation that's available, we also publish when some accessibility issues will be solved as well, and we have a plan that is defined then until December, and some minor enhancements in January. But the plan is to have Leganto as accessible as it can be. Now, already to improve several aspects in October. It's not major enhancements, but starting from November release, if you are taking and testing, you will see a lot of improvements listed in the documentation in the Knowledge Center. So let's continue. So to discuss is related to rollover. Several enhancements around this area. We first of all allowed in the added a notification when instructor is rolling over a list. So, for example, I think I have something here. I have a list that is rolled over from another list. If I'll go to the risk changes, the list was etc. etc. Who did the rollover and what reading list? Of course, it's also available in Alma. Now, if I'll go to the same reading list, be able to see also this specific enhancement with the specific notification, but also I will be able to other enhancement as well, such as we added the actual name of the user that conducted changes as well in the for notification. And if you can filter by the notification type, but we also add the user, so you can basically order it according to the user and allow yourself to be able to view all the notification also in Alma. Now, regarding rollover, the self-rollover that was introduced in August allows a feature that was quite a feature that if you roll a list and you want to preserve the permalink from the course management system to the to the newest list that was created, you can action all the permalink that previously from the course management system pointing to the reading list will be pointed automatically to the rolled over reading list. Now, this functionality is now also available using the reading list integration file or job that will allow you uh, point your permalink to the newest to the newer reading list as well. In a way, we plan to an automatic rollover capabilities for all LTI interface direct links to session and sections. No need to do or to change anything. Any course that is rollover, all the direct links from the CMS new module will be pointing to the new lists automatically. Reminder regarding the multiple courses. Remember, we are enhancing multiple courses with each release. By the end of Q1, we will finalize all the enhancements related to multiple courses. In this release, we allow now using reading API also to retrieve lists that are related to multiple courses, which was not supported before that. And also the copyright rules are working well with multiple courses, and you can use them if you're using the copyright rules with this new one reading to multiple courses. Questions about the raise until now, because I wanted to leave some time for the heavy chunk of this release highlights, which is this integration that we dev in this release. So just before dive into this, yes. So as an overview, digital store. I know this specific enhancement is within the bound of copyright, and this is original copyright enhancement for the UK, and it will allow us to integrate in a much tighter way with the DCS. DCS is a product or solution or platform that is delivered by the CLA. CLA is the copyright agency in the UK, and DCS, which is the digital content store, will allow institutions and universities to store their digital material, but also to clear their copyright while doing so. One of the promises there is also that you can search other extract or PDFs or digital material that other institutions uploaded into the DC, and basically to reduce the time that you need to scan or to retrieve digital material from other places. Now, the existing integration Alma and Leganto has with DCS allowed Alma customer from Alma to associate a citation to an existing DCS citation or extract, as it's called. So it was basically two separate systems that we associated through an API. And I know that a lot of you that are working with the DCS didn't even to check it because and to use it because it wasn't a big benefit for you guys. New integration should make a difference and should be a very should provide you an end-to-end workflow that will improve your processes and save a lot of time. So to demo it, I just start by getting into Alma and define for the one-time definition of this integration profile with the DCS. So I need to just log out and log in with a more higher priority user. So admin now, I can create an integration profile with the DCS. It's really a simple flow just to initiate the integration. and I see DCS is already running here, which is okay. Um, to be entered by you usually is your age EI or HEI code that is provided by the DCS. The others we added here are only for demonstration to point the integration to the sandbox of the DCS and not to the production. So if you are enabling DCS in your institution, you just need to type in the number and that's it basically, and save. And this is start to be functioning within your institution. So let's start with the really simple flow. So I'm an instructor right now. Okay, let me just make sure that I'm an instructor and log in and log out with my instructor user. And I'm going to request digitization, and I don't care if it derives DCS or anything or any other type of digitization. I just want it to be digitized, the material. So when the do is go into the citation. I just need to digitization flow. The request is available today. You need to enable it in the configuration. But when it's enabled, you just need to the needed digitized material. So in this case, I would like to have chapter 2, and the pages I wish to have are, let's see, what was it? I wrote it down somewhere. Yes, it was 1.5 and until 1.5. So it's like 11 pages. I can see also the check permission from the DCS. I am allowed to scan this material and also provide it to my course. So the only thing I need to do as an instructor is to submit the request. Now, and I'm of course will elaborate it in a second. We do a lot of things with the DCS. So first of all, let's see the citation itself, and we can see that there was a tag that this is a system tag, digitization approved. Now, it means that the digitization request went to the DCS, in this case found an available or suitable extract at the DCS for specific course, and associate the citation with this extract automatically. I didn't do anything besides just requesting it. Nice thing about it is that after I refresh the screen, I have available link, and this is the link for the DCS extract itself. If I click it, you can see that it's just open. You can see that this is something that derived from the DCS. Of course, it's a demo environment, so we don't see it exactly as you can see it in your institution. But this is the uploaded file into the DCS was available to the students in this case, but also for students. So what happened here behind the scenes? The API that we have checked with the DCS under this course, specific course, if this extract was already available and in active state, and associate the with this DCS extract. Not decide, and then the flow ended for this request. Okay, very smooth. Now let's go 1 second, see how it looks in Alma. To the specific list. We want to see that the type is related. The DCS status is approved, and this is important. Approved, this means active in the DCS. And clearly, it's active. It means that I can now either remove the association, the session to the DCS, all the DCS status, which means that we'll try to retrieve and see if the status was changed. This status change is also will be available with a job that will run every day to make sure the citation status are uh, uh, um, whatever is available in the DCS. So the flow was really simple. The extract was available in the CLA DCS. If I'll go to the DCS, this is the DCS screen, and most of you that are using it knows this already. For those of you that is not relevant for you, I'm sorry about that, but intentionally I'm putting it internal because some we are enhancing the copyright uh, um, support for Leganto ammo for all regions. In this case, it was UK, but could be also in the North America later on, Australia, etc. So there's I arrived from was this course, and we can see this extract was already available and active on this course, which was the reason why when the instructor initiated the request, we already recognized that the extract was already there. Associate the citation with this extract and see the link to be available for the students. But let's now go to the other to another flow, a bit more not complex, but that will explain how now the extract will be created by the API, not only associated with the API. So in this case, I'll go to I'll check this book here. And this book as well can be digitized using request digitization using the CLA. So let's have another request here, I don't know, 135 until, oops, sorry. And chapter 3. So if I go back before I'll do the submit to the CLA to all the active requests. These are all requests available now in the system. It opens so you'll see the new request that is now being submitted. I'll submit this request and submit it. If I'll go back to Leganto, I can see that the request is the status is digitization in progress. Before it was because the extract was there. Now it's digitization in progress, which is that it's being taken care of, but still not approved. So let's see the active requests and reshoot, and I can see now that get the requester on course ORG 3545 request this title to be digitized. So I would like to, as a librarian now that works on the DDS, to manage request, and the request was created by the instructor. It wasn't created, by the way, without any control. Using the copyright digitization, the copyright rules, the figure copyright rules, and use it also to initiate the request according to some conditions. So you can control when a request will be done, when it will be for review by the library before it was even submitted. I will not get to this right now because it's too complex, but to present it right now. But indeed, we're using the same copyright digitization rules as in Alma today. So this is the request, and I can assign it to me. By the way, before I assign it to me, we can see all the request details: the requester, the course code, the identifier, the title, the page range, the total pages, and the chapter numbers, as came from us. So I assign this request to myself to work on. And with the DCS, several steps you need to do in order to progress yourself in the flow. So the first one is to measure this specific request to to progress it with this is a cool. Okay. First of all, the extract, and usually what you do, you search for an existing data available in the DCS. So it will be DCS citation or extract, and will be then can be used by other institutions as well. So I think it's this one, if I'm not mistaken, but for the sake of the demo, it doesn't matter. So they can say, okay, this is the metadata I would like to put, and I will find the metadata and kept. I see that the parent is the parent page, and I would like to progress this request to be an active request of the DCS. Now the next steps are also operate. You need to declare where the title is located. This time it's from my catalog, and also to declare the total page book pages. For some, the API is not provide those information through us, even though we are submitting it. But I believe it will be available in the future as well. So I'm just so as you can see, it was 60 top pages. We requested 14 pages. It's 3%, just a bit more than 3%. In the UK, when you are less than 10%, it's okay. In this specific type of material, and then because no item found in the content store, because this is a demo environment, I need to upload my PDF that I have in hand. So I'll just let me just I think it was in mind, and I now I'm uploading into the DCS. I need to select the specific and to generate a link. It means that the link is created. Now this link is in the DCS, and the status of this action now turned into active now. Now go to Alma now, and I can see that in Alma, let me just refresh. So in Alma, the status that we are aware of is that request was received from the instructor and sent to the DCS, and would like to update the status with the latest status of the DCS, because I know we just that we made the extract along all the fulfillment, and now it should be available to the students. So the way to do that is either to wait to the night job to synchronize the status, and when it's become the link will be available, of course, to students. So, or just go into update the DCS status that's available on the citation itself. So let's do an update of the DCS status. And we can status change to approve because the DCS extract status was changed to approve. So if I'll go back to Leganto and refresh the risk. By the way, you saw I never copy paste any URL, any links, anything. Everything was done through the API. I can see that the link was added to the site, and now when I click it, it will open and allow me to open the chapter that I uploaded into the DCS. Okay, so we saw different scenarios. We saw the scenario that the extract was available in the DCS. So it's either from previous rover that was available there, or could be that the librarian already created that in advance before the utilization request was. And the second flow that we saw is that when there was no extract available and the API created the extract and basically provided you, the librarian, the request in the CLA, and then you can fulfill it within the CLA until it's active, and then basically that's it. Just need to sync either manually or with the job, and it will be available for students. Now, itself as that will be available in December release will also manage rollover at the academic year. All the courses in the DCS are copied to the next year, and do the same in your system. The job will sync the newly created extract or copied extract in the DCS to the rolled over reading courses in Leganto and R, and they will synchronize and will make the link available without you need to even manage it. So it should be very efficient and straightforward. It's long, and I wish that if you have any questions, please we'll be to answer. The development was quite a big development from our side, and we hope that it will be valuable development for you guys to start working with it. The UK region is planning to work with the enhancement, or that you are in fact working with this, yes, but are you planning to actually work with it and try if it fits you? Okay, I reply saying it sounds interesting and useful. I think the best thing that is just to get it potentially on your sandbox and see how it behaves. It's really simple to test it. As you saw, it doesn't change anything that you do in the DCS itself. It just provide you much more efficient way to integrate it and to simply provide the link to the students eventually. Okay, so we don't have any question, or if you have, definitely you can contact me directly if you encounter any issues regarding this functionality or any other functionality. And I just give minutes for you to think if you have anything to ask or to have a remark on anything. Okay. So I would nice of the day, and eventually also great weekend. You all. Bye bye.